Here, I brought your change of clothes.
Thanks.
And here,
What is this?
My husband Felix would say this as he smirks at me and handed me the divorce papers.
hey, if we get divorced right now, in trouble, right? Now, do you see clearly the difference in where you and I stand?
Saying this, my husband immediately hospital room. My husband visited me at the hospital, but he didn't care about my condition or how I was feeling. My name is Hazel. I am 32 years old and I work in a CC. It has been 3 years now since I got to my husband Felix. I first met Felix through a blind date. He began to talk to me a lot. So after getting approached by him, we began dating. After being together for 6 months, F proposed to me and we got married. Since both Felix and I worked, we shared the house chores, but when one of us was busy at work, the other would do chores to support the other. And we spent our lives as a couple caring for each other. My husband was always kind to me, but after 3 years of marriage, we were not getting along well. So I thought it might be the right time for a change. One day, I came home from work real. I took off my shoes and hugged my home with a huge smile on my face.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Oh, listen, honey. I got a promotion. It's because my last project was a success, and my bosses acknowledged work for it.
I see.
Until now, you've been earning more, Felix, so you had to pay a lot. More living expenses and such. But now that we've finally split it in half, let's celebrate today with a delicious steak. I even bought some really nice silk scarves.
I'm just gonna go take a bath first.
I felt that my husband's reaction was somewhat weak, but at the time I thought I was just exhausted from work. After I was promoted, my workload increased, and I had more things to do. I continued to work overtime. So as a result, I would end up calm, late from work.
I'm home.
Oh, welcome home.
Where's dinner?
Oh, I already ate.
There are still some ingredients left. Why don't you just quickly cook something and eat something?
My husband would say that while watching the TV without even looking at me, I wonder what's going on with him. Until now, if one of us had to work, the person who arrived home first would make a meal and leave it for the other. But my husband was giving off an air that told me not to talk to him, so I had no choice but to cook a simple meal. And I was pretty exhausted from work. Oh, we're out of buns or bread. And I looked over our pantry, but we were out of pasta too. Since there were no carbs that I could consume, the only option I had was water and yogurt.
What? You're eating only salad, and will that be even enough for you, no wise? Usually, people who can do their work well even pay close attention to what they eat, you know?
My husband, perhaps hearing the sour eating my salad, began to pick on me. It feels like he's trying to say something which would hurt my feelings. After that, my husband's attitude became more and more terrible.
Hey, please don't leave your clothes. The place.
If they are in the way, why don't you just put them into the laundry basket?
Hey, today is the day you're supposed to be doing the house chores, right?
Women are supposed to do the house, so don't you dare depend on me to do any house chores.
Excuse me?
Are you just getting carried away? Be got a promotion?
That's not true.
We'll see about that. Anyway, I'm not doing any house chores anymore, all right?
What is the best way to get rid of a cold sore?
From today, all the house chores are since you're the woman.
No way.
Then my husband really actually stopped anything around the house and left house chores to me. So I had to do all the housework, and it became quite physically demanding. Since I work overtime most weekdays, I really have to clean around the house. So I had to do most of the housework during the weekends, and I couldn't really have weekends off at all. Plus, I'm not sure if my husband was being mean and doing it on purpose, but he made the room dirtier than it takes a lot of time to clean it up. And at mealtime, Felix would eat and say that everything I cooked tasted good. But lately, he's been complaining about the smallest things I cook. Felix would complain, saying that it was tasteless or it wouldn't taste good. The next day, he would say it tasted too strong, and so on. And he would also complain about me, chance he has.
You can't even do your house chores, so I wonder why you even got promoted. Your company is going to go bankrupt, probably.
My husband looked so happy when he got. How on earth did Felix become such? One day, I was so exhausted physically and mentally that I collapsed at work due to severe abdominal pain caused by overworking. And because of that, I was rushed to the hospital. According to the doctor's diagnosis, stomach ulcer. I was told that I would need to stay hospital for a few days, and I had a change of clothes. I didn't want to, but the only person who could help me was my husband. So I decided to contact him. I really wanted to contact my parents. They were ancient and couldn't move around freely because of their age, and I felt bad about calling them for help. I called my husband, but he didn't answer right away. Then, after leaving a few incoming calls, I received a call back from my husband, who sounded really annoyed and irritated.
What the hell is wrong with you? I'm at work, you know.
Sorry, I just got rushed to the hose. I have to be in there for a few days.
What's up with that? You're hospitalized? Ooh, what the hell did you do? Why are you being hospitalized?
I got a stomach ulcer from all the...
Then my husband started to talk, which made me laugh.
Seriously, a stomach ulcer? Maybe you're not cut out for this job after all.
Because, you worked a little overtime and you got a stomach ulcer, right? If you ever get promoted to an even higher position, your stomach will probably be in your mouth.
Stop being so mean to me. In any case, I need you to bring me of clothes.
Ooh, what a pain in the ass.
Thank you, please.
I'm just glad my husband did what I to do anyway. A few hours later, my husband came hospital room after work.
Thank you.
All right. This is a warning that I'm willing you at any time. If you understand, reflect on what you've learned while you're in the hospital.
Saying this, my husband immediately hospital room. My husband visited me at the hospital just to feel superior without any concern or care about my condition and how I was feeling. So no wonder Felix agreed to bring of clothes to me like that. I was feeling sick from the stress of everything that was happening, so I went to the bathroom. Then, suddenly, I saw the hospital's parking lot. Oh, that's my husband's car. My husband was walking to his car. A woman came out from his car. Who the heck is she? Oh, wow. Did they just start to kick? Then they both got into the car and drove away from the hospital parking. What I saw was pretty much my husband having an affair with another woman. I was so stressed out by fate that I even got sick and had to be hospitalized. And now he's just having an affair with another woman. I felt empowered to leave the marriage as soon as possible and get a divorce from Felix. I had let my husband's changes in attitude towards me go on too long, and I had let him say whatever he wanted to say to me, but now it was time for me to gather evidence and get out. After that, I was discharged from the hospital, so I packed my belongings back to my parents' house. I was lucky that the day I left was on a weekday. I was able to easily move my stuff out without my husband finding out. A few days went by, but I still hadn't heard from my husband, as he didn't even try to contact me. He probably thinks I don't matter or that I'm still in the hospital. But you would normally notice if the person who you were living with had gone. I guess that's how much Felix really lost interest in me. I had the investigators look into F6 affair right after I left the hospital. But but it seems to be taking longer than expected. My husband seems to be quite careful about being caught, and even after a few months, he still doesn't seem to be showing any signs of stopping the affair. Perhaps it was quite a miracle that kissing with another woman through hospital room window at that time. I guess because Felix thought that being hospitalized, I wouldn't notice him having an affair with another woman in the parking lot. Before I could get proof of the affair, my husband finally contacted me.
Hey, where the hell are you now? I checked with the hospital and they were discharged a long time ago.
You finally realized, huh? I'm at my parents' house currently, and I won't be going back to our house anymore.
What the hell are you saying? Stop being ridiculous and just come here.
No, I will not. I don't want to live with someone anymore. Please mail those divorce papers to my parents' house.
You've got to be kidding me. We're not getting a divorce, and you are not living in this house as the housekeeper. If you're going to divorce me, then you better quit your job. I just can't stand that you got a because you can't be a wife and earn as your own husband.
He must be a psycho. So, the reason for your husband's change in attitude was his jealousy over your promotion, huh? This makes me feel more and more like getting a divorce.
How could I possibly agree to such terms?
Shut the hell up. Either you don't divorce me and do in this house, or you quit your job. Divorce me.
With saying just that, my husband's phone rang. I knew that Felix would never divorce me, so I just stayed this way. While I was in a hurry to decide what the investigation agency finally called the moment when Felix was having an affair with his mistress.
Perhaps he was caught off guard by the fact that I was back at my parents' home. Perhaps he was frustrated by the argument we just had.
He had invited the mistress to our home, but the investigators succeeded in capturing her on video as she entered the house in Phoenix. After I obtained this evidence, I hired a lawyer and began preparing for a lawsuit. Then I went with my lawyer to the Hoe. I lived with my husband for the fire in a long time.
Oh, so you're finally gonna obey me?
I made up my mind to divorce you.
Hearing this, my husband frowned.
So, if you're choosing to divorce me, going to quit your job?
Nope, I will not quit my job.
What? You really don't listen, do you? You better think again.
I ignored my husband's statement and lawyer come inside.
Who the hell is he?
He's my lawyer.
Hearing the word lawyer, my husband's eyes lit up. Then we went into the living room and proceeded to talk while sitting down. My husband looked somewhat awkward. I guess he didn't expect me to bring my lawyer. I spread the evidence photos on the table without paying any attention to him.
This is a great opportunity to work with an established company that has been in business since 198.
This is the evidence of your affair. We already know that you are having problems with your colleague, who is much younger than you, from the company.
My husband's face grew pale.
No, this is wrong.
You can't just call her over to this house and then get away with it.
Then I had my lawyer make it clear husband that what he did was wrong. This was a divorce case. Then my husband suddenly started cry, got down on his knees.
I'm so sorry. Was seduced. So please don't divorce me.
My husband grabbed my hand as he repeatedly apologized. But there was no way I would forgive him ever.
No matter how many times you apologize, it's useless. Just sign the divorce papers already. You'll have to pay me alimony too.
My husband apologized again and again. But when my lawyer said, enough, he immediately looked up and said, I want that. He then signed the papers. Thus, I was finally able to divorce my husband. My ex-husband said, please don't tell the company about what had happened, but I can't know where his mistress is. So I sent a letter to my boss's workplace. After all, it was also his ex-wife's workplace, so Felix's relationship with Mistress quickly spread throughout the entire company. My ex-husband called me to protest, not what you told me, but I hung up the phone and rejected the call, saying, sent the certified mail to. But I didn't directly spread your name at your company. Is there anything else you would like me to do? Actually, I have an acquaintance at my ex-husband's workplace, and it seems that both my ex-husband and his mistress are getting cold stares from their colleagues. As a result, Felix's mistress resigned, and my ex-husband was offered a transfer to a regional office. Both of them have to pay alimony they can't afford to live luxurious. They both got what they deserved. On the other hand, now that I'm free from the stress caused by my ex-husband, I can finally concentrate more on my work. Thanks to the promotion, my income has increased significantly, so I have been able to take my parents on some nice trips lately, which means I've been taking good care of them. I've had enough with my love the time being. I will continue to myself, to my work, and cherish the tie with my parents. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in our next video.